Alright everyone, this is my round of 32, and this is going to be the last video I have for you guys. Unfortunately, in this particular match, my opponent received a game loss. They won the original coin flip, which is why they're going first here, and after the coin flip was done, they disconnected and changed decks, which is against tournament rules. You know, maybe they were running their going second deck, they wanted to run their going first, and they got a game loss for obviously changing decks after the die roll was already decided. But here we are in functionally game 2, where they're going first if you assume I won game 1 by default. So let's get that going. They're on a Raid Raptor combo deck, and as you can see, my hand's really good. Double Resort, so you can play through an Ash, Magician Souls, Monster Reborn for Master Plan. Though my opponent does have Called by the Grave, even if I pulled that off, which is really good against that setup. But I do have a Danger, and Double Resort means I could even get into another Master Plan potentially, and like discarded off a Barricade Board Blocker with Tsuchinoko and Magician Souls, and then I can go use my other resort to get a quick fix and summon that one. But as you can see, there's a lot of gameplay that you could have here. But it's not going to matter too much because my opponent's got full combo, right? If you're familiar with this Raid Raptor combo setup, it's functionally a way to summon Kali Yuga on the opponent's turn. And that's even more oppressive than VFD, for those of you familiar with VFD, basically stopping any creature combo effect. It's almost, I would say it's even the most oppressive thing you can probably do in the game, summoning a Kali Yuga on your opponent's turn. I mean, I've survived VFDs, I've even survived Rongo one time just by setting monsters and answering the other cards they play with spells and traps, or reviving stuff mid-combat because they were only on 4 materials or whatever. But as you'll see here, I have no way to interrupt them. They also get a ultimate Falcon setup. But as soon as I drop Magician Souls and use Spyral Resort, activate Spyral Resort, my opponent's gonna use the rank up magic, sacrifice their level 7 negated Raid Raptor, and summon Duo Dawn King Kali Yuga, who's not really supposed to be summoned on the opponent's turn. And that's it. None of my cards work anymore. I have no more effects, and I just go ahead and concede it. Pretty simple, honestly. That's just how the game goes. They won the coin flip. They chose the deck that's going to beat me, and I didn't have interaction. This is kind of one of the weaknesses of my deck list. Is the only real interaction I have on my opponent's turn is Ash Blossom, and I'd have to draw that in a 43-card deck, which isn't guaranteed. And even for that turn, my opponent had a Call by the Grave, so I would have needed an Ash Blossom and an Abiru. So not the best. And Spyral isn't generally the best going second deck for those reasons against super powerful oppressive end boards like this one. Alright, so let's get to the next game. Alright, here we are back with Game 2/Game 3, depending on how you want to look at it. As you can tell, my hand is completely stacked. I've got Magician Souls plus Rescue Mission, which isn't quite full combo in this version of the list, like it is with the regular Trigate lists, but it's very close, and as long as you have one more extender to get into a level 4, like I do with Jackalope in this hand, you can get your full setup with Barone and everything. And I've got the Ash Blossom to stop my opponent's Maxi. So let's go ahead and get into this. The interesting thing about this setup is not my hand, it's my opponent's hand. As you can see, my opponent's got a really dedicated going second list here. It's a Cyber Dragon list, which already wants to go second, and they're running Evenly Matched, Lightning Storm, Kaiju. I mean, that's a board breaker and a half there. Against the regular Trigate list, you're instantly defeated. They just Kaiju your Appaloosa or your Trigate Wizard, doesn't really matter which one, drop Evenly Matched, you're left with a sleeper, and that's it, right? They even have a Lightning Storm left over, and I mean, that's not death for you, because if you're stacking the top of their deck with a bad card like I'm going to, they're going to have an Abiru on top at the end of this, then a Cyber Repair Plant and a Lightning Storm is just going to force them to Lightning Storm your sleeper at the end of everything. So you'll be you'll have a Super Agent on board after the sleeper effect resolves, fighting against whatever their top decks are. So it's not the worst situation, and it's kind of going to be the same situation for me, because double sweeper is going to functionally work the same way, though I'm going to have a more powerful creature left over at the end. So I'm going to get to my end board, right? I'm going to have the Desert Locust and Tiburon set up, Warlord, Savage Dragon, Appaloosa, IP Masquerena, and Sleeper. How does that fare against this hand? Well, my opponent's clearly going to Kaiju the Warlord, Savage Dragon, because it answers either the Sweepers, the Lightning Storm, and the Evenly Matched, and so that's going to be the first thing they do. And then on that prompt, I will go into my Desert Locusts, and they will discard whatever bad card I stack on top of their deck, and then I'm going to go into Barone. So at that point, my opponent has 2 lines of play. They can either evenly match first and then Lightning Storm, or Lightning Storm first and then evenly matched. Now, I do have my toggles on, and when you're playing with IP Masquerena, definitely put your toggles on so your opponent can't go into battle phase without you knowing it. So with my toggles on, if my opponent goes to battle phase with no monsters on the field, I know they're going to play evenly matched. So if I haven't used my Barone yet, I let it pass, and I use Barone to negate the evenly match, and I'm not going to play around double evenly matched. That's silly. And if my opponent opens with Lightning Storm, then I'm going to negate that with Barone, and then if they go into battle phase with no monsters after playing Lightning Storm and I have no negates, I'm going to realize they're going to evenly match me. So I'm going to IP Masquerena before they go into a battle phase and go into a 6300 attack access code talker that can't be destroyed by card effect, which is a much more powerful card to end on than, say, a sleeper, which is probably what you would end on if your opponent was had this hand against a Tri-Gate setup. So, as you can see, I'm going to get my Borreload Savage Dragon Kaiju'd, going to go into the Desert Locust, power the play, they're going to discard the useless Nibiru, and I'm going to get a Barone onto the field. There we go. So my opponent's gonna evenly match first, and I did see this coming, like they entered battle phase, but I knew I had the Barone, so I'm going to negate. And then my opponent's going to go into main phase 2 and Lightning Storm me. And the Barone's been spent, so I can just use all these monsters to make a really big Access Code Talker, right? I've got the spare Kaiju sitting around. I can make just a big old Access Code Talker, 6300 attack, can't be destroyed by card effects because of IP Masquerena. And then my opponent's got one card in hand, which is a Cyber Repair Plant, which does nothing with an empty graveyard, no Cyber Dragons, and that's lethal on board, which is way better than what I would have had if I was playing any other version of this deck that's running I mean, I guess the Herald plus Borreload Savage Dragon version would still have 2 Omni Negates, so it'd work very similarly, but it wouldn't have IP Masquerena, I don't think, so it's not quite as good. But yeah, this is like a really powerful board that survived double sweeper plus Kaiju plus Maxi, right? How many going first combo decks are going to survive that setup the way I did? Not very many, I don't think. Like Drytron just gets Kaiju'd, and then like all their orange lights do nothing against all those sweepers. Adamancipator sucks against, like, they're going to get their Dragite and their Borreload Savage Dragon answered the same way mine did, but Evenly Match is going to be even better against them because they don't have, like, the Sleeper or the Access Code Talker as really good leftover cards the way I would. So yeah, I mean, this is just a really powerful end board, and it survived a really powerful board breaking, and that is it, guys. That's my tournament experience. I didn't record my final games because after the games were done, I didn't feel like going to the replays and recording them because the only thing that happened was my opponent flipped DD Dynamite on me. He won the coin flip. Game 1, he used Skill Drain plus double Solemn, and I couldn't out that, so I'd lost. Game 2, I comboed and won because he was playing DD Dynamite. He had to play it, and it's a deck that can't do anything going second. Then Game 3, I was on my Tri-Brigade list, which doesn't have any cards to answer the DD Dynamite deck besides Ash. I didn't draw Ash. He flipped DD Dynamite, and I died. And I didn't really feel like recording that because there was nothing to record, right? Watching my opponent flip 6 trap cards and win both games isn't a very fun or interesting video, but I thought this was really fun and interesting, and this is where I kind of cap out, right? I got past the round of 32, lost in round of 16 to some fairly cheesy decks, but that's how life goes. That's Yu-Gi-Oh! And yeah, that's my tournament experience. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you like this little series, I mean, I might do them again. I'm probably going to play in future tournaments. Throw a like, comment, subscribe. I'd love to hear what you guys think about it, or maybe you had better play lines than I had, stuff like that. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.